Hello and welcome to Perspectives. My name is Jeff Brenner and I am your host. Bomb scare on an airplane or just someone lighting up in the restroom? Can't hold out until that next smoke or racial profiling? What do you think? Well, I'm really curious these days about people who have diplomatic immunity. And, we read this article about this gentleman from an African country who was on a plane and went in the restroom and smoked and then made a joke out of it when the fire marshals wanted to, interrogate him. So I want to know what everybody thinks about that, mostly about diplomatic immunity.
Well, it concerns me. I mean, they said in the article that Americans are jittery, about aviation security. I mean, I think that's a bit of an understatement. I mean, that's like saying Tiger kind of likes the ladies. I mean, the truth of the matter is, in this day and age after 9/11, if any of us had done anything like that, we would have been hauled off to the pokey by the popo. And I don't even understand why we even have diplomatic immunity. I mean, does anybody even know why we offer that?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
We give it out to give safe passage to our diplomats to host countries.
Safe passage for our government employees, because I know
for our government, because we have so many government employees that go over there. Okay. We give it out generously to diplomats that come here so that we can have safe passage into their countries.
Right.
So the issue at hand with this guy you're talking about, he's from the country of Qatar, right?
Yeah.
From what I understand. I don't give a rat's hoot where you're from, what position you're in. You're not supposed to smoke a cigarette on the plane. Right. That's the issue at hand. Right. What are you thinking? I'm a diplomat from a very well-connected country, a foreign country at that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Oh, let me smoke a cigarette and then it'll be just brushed off and no problem. No, this guy deserved it. I think he should have got punished more.
Yeah, I think
well, he didn't get punished at all.
Some things ought to be off.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because you can choose to smoke on a plane.
I've known a lot of smokers, and they would say when they had the need to smoke a ciggy, they needed that ciggy, and that could be his argument. But really, at the end of the day, I think the discussion is about diplomatic immunity, and maybe we grant passage to we do it so that our people can be safe, but it don't follow me.
No.
I'm subject, my constitution doesn't follow me. I'm subject to whatever laws exist in the country owns the dirt I'm standing on.
Well, the reason why we give diplomatic immunity to the extent that we do is because so many foreign countries have so many rules that if we send foreign diplomats over there really high up, and in some countries, if you wink with your left eye, you could get put in jail or caned to death for the rest of your life. And we don't want somebody like that to have to go to jail or be killed for some reason over something like that. And as Jen said, that's why they're more free to do it here. But honestly, I don't know if that really works as leverage because most of the time they really do what they want to do anyway.
They do, but that's the problem with the diplomatic immunity. People come here, they can commit murder, they can commit rape, tax evasion, parking.
They have.
Yeah, and do parking tickets, and basically they just get sent home, and usually the host country doesn't do anything about it. So it's a shame. I mean, there should be some level, that you just cannot commit certain crimes and get away with it.
I'm gonna become one. So
Jamaica? Is that you're gonna be ambassador of Jamaica?
Right in the bank. Give me that money. Give it here. Give it here, because I know. Give me the money, so I know I can get away with it. I mean, in other words, I'm saying that if he can get away with something like that, and all of us would have been thrown in jail, he might as well go and rob the bank.
Yeah, but I do think that most of the diplomats who come here and behave fairly
but
well
I'm talking
because
about him specifically.
Well, but we've also kind of then started talking about violent crimes and murder and stuff. I mean, I think by and large we don't hear a whole lot about diplomats coming here or is it happening a lot and it's just being brushed under the rug and we don't even know?
I think it's happening. From my research, I found that it was happening more with kind of minor things, but still we end up paying for it as the citizens, like parking violations, moving traffic violations, but still the city ends up, or the country, we end up paying for it as taxpayers.
But also you have to understand, at this point right now, we're still a little bit, edgy about 9/11, even though it's happened, for so many years ago. I mean, anything on a plane right now, man, like if something was to go wrong, somebody yelled the word or just joke about the word bomb. Okay, you got problems. You're gonna go ahead and smoke a cigarette, fine. You're gonna already be stinking of cigarette smoke. People are gonna complain about you. But no, you're gonna come back and you're gonna joke right next to this guy who's sitting right next to him, who happens to be an air marshal. Hey.
Right, yeah.
So the thing that irritates me the most about it is that if he had just come over here from a foreign country for the first time, would be a different story. This is obviously a person who's traveled around the U.S., who's been on our airplanes where they clearly say that statement that it's a $500 fine and you could be put in jail, and he just totally chose to ignore that. And you know, there are a lot of things on airplanes that we now have to do as a result of 9/11 that sound a little ridiculous, but do you know, what are some of the ones that you've heard about that are a little bit bizarre and strange?
Well, you can't form a line back by the restroom, so you
Or
have to sit in
stand
your
in-
seat.
Oh,
But
that's
every time
right.
you try to get up and go, somebody
Yeah.
jumps ahead of you.
And you
Right.
can't stand in the
Yeah.
galley.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of taking off my shoes. You gotta take off your boots. I mean, I know we have to, but that's one of the things that happened since 9/11.
Oh, yeah, I don't like
mean,
that either.
Because
oh
of the
my
shoe
God.
bomber. So
Yeah.
now after the guy tried to light his crotch, what are we going to have to do? Since the crotch bomber, take off our pants when we
I
go.
don't know,
Seriously,
I
Robert.
when
think
we
they're
go to
still
the.
out on that one, but they're coming up with something, I'm sure. I think he wanted to show
show that he can do what he wants to
yes,
do.
that's
See,
what
I
I think it was. And the other thing, when they found out about that they notified other planes that were in the air, and they had told the people that they couldn't have anything in their laps. No books, no newspapers, nothing. They had to put
God, you
everything
just have to sit
away
there.
for the entire flight.
Wow.
The
Because they
people
want-
on his plane.
Not only on his plane, but on the other planes that were notified, they made them put everything away. I imagine they want they don't want anybody's hands involved with something or under something. I mean, and I'm willing to do that in the name of safety, but try sitting on a 10-hour flight without a
I
newspaper
know.
or
Yeah, this guy's
Yeah.
lucky he didn't.
And imagine
get
you had
smacked
to
in
do
the head.
that and you suffered
I
through
know.
that, and the person who caused the problem just walked away scot-free
right. I made a joke out of
and
it.
made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's lucky there wasn't some vigilante business going on after everybody, disembarked off the plane.
Started.
Now
you
I'm
know?
surprised
Yeah.
everyone didn't like die.
I should have been
of
on that
bombing,
plane.
What would
Yeah.
you have done
I
to
would have
him?
beat him down.
I bet you would.
Okay.
Well,
Think right out your mouth.
we could say more on this, but I got to catch a flight. So,
Don't smoke.
okay.
Don't smoke and fly.